if you are putting in the time, putting in the work, and it's not working out and you feeling discouraged, just change it. Now, Pimp, come on, tell me that transition wasn't gangster. Ooh, man, it is. I think it's gonna be another nice one today. It's a little chilly, but it is actually really, hey, found $5. I went to put the lens cap in my pocket, there was $5 in there. I got a bunch of stuff to do today. Bunch of work, a lot of like real work and then editing work. So I think we should just go and get some coffee. Then I gotta go back home, do some like work. But you know what? Before we even get into any of that, I gotta tell you guys about this like freaking amazing epiphany that I had when I was editing the last video. Let me tell you guys what I figured out, and that is the secret to success and what actually is success. It's such a weird thing, but yeah, I think I figured it out. I feel like I was overthinking it and just missing the mark by simply just making it way more complicated than it needs to be. But yeah, something just clicked the other night when I was editing this video. I literally looked at the footage and I got so happy. Because I used to think that success meant having a good job, making a good amount of money, having a car with a lot of money, having a family with a lot of money, you know, just the usual stuff. But Pimpin', I'm gonna tell you right now, it is not about that at all. Because you can have a good job, but absolutely hate it. You can have a nice car, but spend thousands of dollars a month just to maintain it. But yeah, I'll be honest, that's not what success is. And again, I'm gonna go ahead and keep it real because I know you guys already know we on that Wi-Fi. I got y'all back just like you guys got my back. I've had relationships that were good, but didn't make me feel good. And I even had a great job that I worked hard for, but made me miserable. And I also had like a bunch of stuff that I never thought I would be able to have. I mean, and you guys already know I'm from the hood, like for real, Chi-Town, man. I'm from the hood. But at the same time, it did more harm than good because it felt like I had a bunch of weight on me. And again, I was missing the mark completely. That is not what being successful is. So now, if that is not success, what is success and how can you get to it? And Pimpin', that is where editing the latest video that I put out, that's where that comes in. That whole process of getting on filming and editing the footage, that is where the secret of success is. Let me explain. And now, like I said earlier, success is not that complicated. Like I'm telling you, it's not. Like simply put, success is being able to wake up and doing what you know you wanna do. That's it. And for real, really think about it. Like let's just say you're a mechanic. And your job is to work on cars. You love cars your whole life. Working on cars also pushes you to be better and better each day because technology is like ridiculous. Also helping out somebody in need. And the cherry on top is that you love to do it. Not just doing it to make somebody else happy, not just doing it because you put too much time in it to quit, but because it pushes you and it makes you happy. And it also helps you provide a living. Pimpin'. That is success. I mean, really think about it. I mean, just compare it to me and my like past situation of having a good job and hating it. Be real, even if I made more money, but I'm depressed, who is the more successful person? Just saying, I'm just saying. And guys, you may not even know this, but there are a ton of people out here who are like undercover depressed. And I'm gonna be real, I was one of them because I thought that that's just the way it was and everybody else was doing it. And I didn't even realize that I was one of those people that was like undercover depressed. And now Pimpin', this is not a video telling you to go out and quit your job. Basically just a video helping you guys figure out how to move forward before it's too late or before something terrible happens that makes you figure it out. Like I was listening to a podcast like one day and it was talking about a study that was conducted like, I don't know when. In the study, they asked 20 people a very simple question and that was why they get up in the morning, and like 19 out of the 20 people did not know. And believe it or not, Pimpin', I was one of those 19 people until my grandmother passed away. But I want you guys to think about that. 19 out of 20 people don't even know why they're getting up. So with that said, what is the secret to success? Well, first things first is have a clear goal. We all hear the saying that without a goal, you can't score. And this is extremely true, but a lot of us still don't get it. A lot of us tend to get lost in the sauce with this. Because let's just say your goal is to make a certain amount of money. Most people don't even know why they want to make a certain amount of money. Facts. So, okay, you just want to make a certain amount of money. That's cool, pimping. That is Gucci. So now, the second thing you need to ask yourself is, what is the cost you have to pay to make this a certain amount of money? And right here is where people like deeply get lost in the sauce. Because at this point, a lot of people say no because of the simple fact that they're scared, they don't want to put in the work, and they don't want to learn new things. Or it's just too hard. And then what sucks is you start convincing yourself that that big goal you had isn't worth it, and you start just going with what everybody else doing. You just start skating through life, AKA lost in the sauce. And again, look, I've been there. I'm telling you, I was just skating. I had a good job. I was super undercover depressed, but I did have a good job that paid well. I wasn't being treated right, and I was extremely overworked. And like me, for a lot of people, their job is like most of their time. And that's the trap. And if you don't have your mind right, most likely you'll start convincing yourself that this is the norm. This is okay because this is what everybody else is doing. Everybody's going through this. And that big goal that you have slowly moves further and further away. And again, this is a true story. This is about me. I was waking up day in, day out, not knowing what I was doing, not knowing why I was going to work, not knowing why I was waking up. But a part of me knew that this was not it. This was not the big goal that I had planned for myself. And sadly, the thing that made me realize that in the beginning was my grandmother passing away. So look, don't wait. Don't wait for something tragic to happen for you to start waking up and living your life. Have a goal. It can be big or small. I prefer a big goal, but have some kind of goal and stick with it. Write it down, have it in your pocket, set reminders all over the place. Like, do what you gotta do to get what you gotta get. Look, we are ninja bosses up in here. If you find yourself being one of those people just skating through life, not knowing what you're waking up for, and literally just running on autopilot, waiting for this, waiting for that, waiting for somebody to do this for you, no, check yourself quick and set up a new goal. And now once you have your goal, something else that goes along with that goal is you gotta feel it. Like you gotta basically believe that you already have that goal. And now I know this sounds weird, but it's true. Like you gotta get your brain to believe that you're already there. And now that you have your goal, the next thing you need to do is focus. And now pimping, this is serious. And now this is serious because so many people focus on the wrong thing. They worry about so many things that are out of their control to the point where the things that are in their control, they don't even see it. And look, I'm not gonna lie, I used to be the same way. Like for example, back in 2007, I was living in Atlanta and I still remember gas prices slowly starting to go up. So I did what a lot of people around me was doing and I just complained about it. I complained at work about it. I complained to my friends and family about it. Like I complained and complained. And I had every right to complain because it was really affecting my life in the sense of like my school was 17 miles that way and then my work was like 15 miles that way. And so when gas prices went up, this really affected me because I lived alone, I had to go to school, then I also had to go to work so I can pay for my apartment. And to be real, I didn't really understand inflation. All I saw was gas going up to like $5 from like $1.75. So instead of me paying like 17 bucks for gas, it was now like $53 for gas. But yeah, I let this bother me for a really long time and all I did was complain. I complained about the government, I complained about all this, but the point of this was it didn't get me nowhere. I was focusing on the wrong thing versus focusing on a way to get in front of the inflation. But yeah, I did what the majority of people were doing. And to make matters worse, at this time, I was planning, my big goal was to move to LA and work in television. So I still remember this with gas at an all-time high because at this time, I never saw inflation like that. So after a lot of planning and a lot of thinking, I literally ended up buying a motorcycle. And that was my way of getting in front of inflation. I started focusing on what I can control and stopped focusing on what wasn't in my control. And so instead of paying $57, $53 for gas, I bought a motorcycle and ended up paying only $12 for 6 days. Boss. That is what I mean by focus. And I'm telling you, I think it's so underrated. We have a habit of focusing on the wrong things, the things that we have no control over. But at the end of the day, it only gives you something to do, but it doesn't make you feel better and it doesn't solve the problem. The problem is still there. So tip number 2 is focus. Focus on what you have in your control. So now pimping, you have your goal and you understand that you need to learn how to focus on what is in your control. You good, you getting there. The last thing that you need to do, the last piece of the puzzle is you need to act. And this one is something that you really need. Like you need this to bring the sauce. And now I have this friend and this friend is always coming up with like these amazing ideas. He'll have the passion, he'll have the energy, he'll try to bring the sauce. And look, that's like freaking amazing, like, right? But like, guess how many of these ideas actually became a reality? Oh wait, out of like 50 amazing, great ideas that this guy had, 50 of those great ideas were just that, they were just ideas. Because, I hate to say this, but he lacks the will to act. I heard this quote one day, and I don't remember where I heard it from, but it was a quote that basically said that everything is created twice. Once by the idea, and the second by the action. Manifesting is great. Believing that you're there is great. You can have the biggest ideas and the best intentions, but it doesn't mean anything if you lack the will to act. Again, there are just so many people who just want handouts, and it's just, that's skating through life. Everything that happens to you is somebody else's fault. Your goal's not working out, somebody else's fault. Pimping, you gotta have the will to act. And look, pimping, I understand, trust me, I'm from the hood, like, for real. It is much harder for some people out here than others, but that is life. And at the end of the day, no one can make you act. No one can give you that will to want to get up and do something different or go for your goal. Nobody can do that but you. And if you are putting in the time, putting in the work, and it's not working out and you feeling discouraged, pimping, just then change it. You're in full control. Like nobody's in control but you. So do something different and make the change. But seriously though, do something different. Like go out, make a change. Because if you really think about it, you do have control. And again, don't get me wrong, Pimpin', some people are less fortunate than others, but for the most part, you can make small steps, small decisions that make big differences in your life. Like for real. Don't give up. You got this. Like you got this. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. Trust me. Like if I could come from where I came from and be here, you can do it. You can do whatever you want. Just remember to set a goal. Learn how to focus on the right things instead of things that you cannot control or what other people might think. Don't worry about none of that. Learn how to put focus and energy to what you're trying to do. And lastly, make sure you act. Like that is very important. Like I am serious. Like that's almost as important as having the goal itself. Like seriously, like you gotta act. You have to have the will to act. Without the action, nothing else matters. It don't matter how good your intentions are. Also, remember to like act like you already have that goal. Act it, think it every day. Believe in yourself. And lastly, because I know we talked about a bunch of stuff, but lastly, take the steps. Take small steps. Don't expect a big change right away. Because one day you're gonna look up after making all these small steps and you're gonna be somewhere completely different. But you gotta take the small steps first. And now something else that I realized about like making changes is that to do it right, you almost have to become like a completely different person. And the only way to do that is by learning and like doing different things. But anyway, that is my entire take on this whole success thing. What do you guys think? Do you think I'm just full of it? Do you have any other tips? Like them comments up below. And also let me know what your goals are and what your focuses are. I would love to know. But yeah, until then, I think I've gotta go because it is freaking nice outside and I think this jacket was a mistake. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.